All right, so we have a panel guest that can probably answer more questions than us.
Sorry, Granny, or a 7-inch chat says I've blocked her. No, I haven't blocked her.
You're unblocked.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I hear everybody talking about Betty's case.
Yes, sir.
So just to clear this up, because no misinformation, nothing like that needs to be out there about this case. So Clue is correct, and I'm not sure who mentioned it about a pre-trial. So it's called a preliminary hearing.
Right.
And
Yes.
that is where the judge decides if there's enough evidence to move or bound it over to a grand jury. So
Right.
in Betty's case, Judge McCormick bound the case over, found enough probable cause to cite it to go before a grand jury, and they will determine whether or not there's enough evidence at that point to move the case forward into a full-blown criminal trial.
Right.
So
yeah, if they find probable cause, then they'll send to grand jury. If grand jury indicts, she will get arraigned on the charges and go to trial. That's
right
exactly,
now,
yeah.
this the first full week of May is when the grand jury Summit County meets. Rumor is, I don't have proof of this, I've heard people say that they've seen it, that allegedly her case was heard yesterday before the grand jury. I don't know, I'm not speaking on it. If it was, and the grand jury found enough evidence to move on, Betty will be notified by her attorney. So if the grand jury indicts her, the DA's office will then notify her attorney. May 23rd would be the arraignment date. And at the arraignment date, that's the date she will find what she's looking at, what she's facing, and or if the office may or request some additional stipulations to her bond, her case, whatever. So from at that point, after that, they'll set the date 90 days out from that arraignment date for her trial, and then go from there because they got to allow for discovery and everything. But as it stands right now, that's kind of where it's at.
Now, will you be notified as well as soon as they decide?
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, through your attorneys. Now, so why does her bond say closed? Do you know?
So I asked about that before. Nobody actually has an idea. The only person who have the idea on that would be the bondsman. But she is still under bond.
Chris, can
Yes,
I
ma'am.
ask, because she's still speaking about you and your wife, that will go against her, won't it? The grand jury arrangement. No, I'm saying because she's still speaking about you and your wife now to this day, would that go against her and get her jail?
She's asking if Betty's continued speaking on you and Katie would get her in jail, is what she said, I believe.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I don't have an answer. All I do know is Judge McCormick has advised her it's probably not best to continue what she's been doing, but that's her roll of the dice. Judge Blanton has told her we do not exist, and she continues to do what she does. That's her choice, not ours.
Right.
Fair
and there's no way to say if it'll be held against her, right? But the fact is, I'm sure they're going to take that all in consideration. Doesn't mean it'll be the seal and deal, but there will be no doubt that they'll look at that and say, wow, clearly, this woman just keeps going. So I'm sure it'll be used against her.
Well, I hope they make an example of her.
Yeah.
But if the state picks it up with you and Katie and your family being the victims of this, case against her, will the state give y'all a victim's advocate that will tell y'all if Betty's in jail or whatever? I know they do that for other cases. I just don't know how it works with a violation of a restraining order, which would be criminal.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. There's always a possibility, but me speaking before I know would be wrong, so I don't know. I would think that they would, and go from there.
This somebody asked, can more charges be brought to the grand jury? I would believe yes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, here's an example, right? Like when people keep saying because they don't know how to read a record. An example would be when you get I don't know how to say it. Basically, what they'll do is they'll put a ton of little charges. The police will anyhow, and this way, when you go to the first hearing, usually at lower court, they'll act like they're doing a deal with you, right? Like we'll drop these smaller things, but we're still going to prosecute you on this. I can see them doing the same thing when it comes to Betty. Now I wouldn't know, but that would be my bet is that there's going to be more charges brought.
If there are, we'll find out May 23rd.
May 23rd.
Right now, it is at least 6 charges as of right now. Don't know anything else until May 23rd.
Yeah. I just hope it ends. There's so many other things that should be going on right now. This shouldn't be it. Like, even today, her title. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are, lady? How would she know what the police told you and what they didn't? She needs to fuck off.
Well, to answer that question, keep in mind who her source is. Her source is Seth. Okay?
Right.
But outside of that, there's one big thing that we all have to remember here. Yes, all of this is currently going on, but on the civil side of the house is the appeal. If the appeals court grants her the appeal, all of this stops. Even the criminal, everything stops.
Really?
Yes.
Right, and that's what people don't understand. Because if again, you can't. That's why they were doing the appeal. That's why everything has drug on the way it did, quite frankly. Because the appeal is kind of stopping everything. Because if they agree and overturn the appeal, then those charges don't stick.
Oh my word!
Well,
you know what?
The judges basically, Sumner County has kind of had enough of the situation with Betty as it is. That's why the judge said, we're not going to grant a continuance. We're going to move forward. We're going to kick this can. We're going to get down the road as far as we can go until we got stopped. Now, granted, when she goes before whatever judge for her criminal side, after the arraignment, what they probably will do is put a stay until the appeal is heard. Because if the appeal is heard, there's no point continuing on.
Right.
So that's probably what's going to happen.
I don't think it's likely that she'll win her appeal. She's kind of utilizing something that's meant for lawsuits, and I just don't see her winning that appeal on that basis. Although there could be a good argument for it. So I'm personally curious to see.
There's no argument, Granny. It's been a long time coming. She's done this for years.
Right, but they're not
the old
on
saying that the sunshine shines on a dead dog's ass every once in a while. So you never know.
That's the thing, isn't it?